What's
We are
up?
back. It is episode 94 of the Metal Roundtable. I am Metal Rob, and with me, as always, is the great Carcass John, and now with us is the great Scott, cool, sparkling waters. But today, kids, we have a special guest. I told him that he could come on anytime, and he took us up on it. We have got TJ from Forebode, one of our two house bands, today.
Howdy, fellas. How are we?
Sweet.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, dude, it's good to see you. We will start with our typical shout-outs. First of all, Carcass, let's see what's emblazoned across your chest there.
There's only one person in this crew that is going to know what this means or what
I know
it
what
says.
that is. That's Mad Hype.
You're dang right it is.
Mad Hype, a.k.a. Sad Hype, a.k.a.
No.
Plaid
Oh,
Hype.
dude, you got
AKA.
flow. I don't care what you think of this whole thing. You got something, and you need to continue it because I've got the proof in the pudding, and we've got the video to show it.
Yes, we do. TJ is not only the front man for the dominating Forebode, one of our two house bands, but also was Mad Hype hip hop, and we witnessed that live after the Forebode show at Casa de Carcass. But I would like to start with a shout out. Is that cool?
Sure,
That's
go
cool.
ahead. What's
So
up,
I
Terry?
am rolling through ZT Records at 8980 Preston Road in Frisco, Texas, inside the Frisco Mercantile, sorting some RTC Music and Media records to move to the new location. And guess who I ran into?
George Call?
I sure did. We almost bumped into each other back to back. And I go, George? And he's like, Rob? So we talked for a few minutes, and I caught up with George from Aska, who we've also had on the show, which is very cool. And that leads me to this that I found this week at Half Price Books. Carcass is
right.
Whoa.
To Clay.
That's right. Found
You
that
beat
at
up some
Half
guy named
Price
Clay?
It is signed on the inside by the man himself. George
So you're
Call.
changing your name to Clay now?
Yeah, whatever.
Metal Clay?
And Darren Knapp's business card is in there.
Oh, that's killer.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So I told him, I said, hey, you'll never guess what I found at Half Price Books. He goes, was it our first cassette? I was like, yes. How did you know that? He said, somebody sent it to Bryant. Bryant sent it to me. And I said, well, nobody else is sending it because I own it. Booyah. And I'll get out of the way here. I got a nice little sticker pack from our friend Scott Waters at No Life Till Metal. He caught me up on some of the stickers for some of the albums that I've worked on. I really dig this one. I think this is cool.
Oh, dude, that is cool.
Isn't that slick? Check
Yep.
this out.
Madrost.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Mighty Madrost.
So I'll get out of the way. What do you boys have? Who are you shouting out, Carcass?
I don't know. I'll shout out CD Warehouse today. They it was a rainy, blustery day today, and I just needed a place to clear my head, and that's always a good landing spot. Cool dudes and a lot of unusual things, not your typical record store. And I found some real creepers, and we can discuss that later. But cool dudes, I like those guys down there. So and as always, I would admonish everyone to support their local brick and mortar store, especially the local people. I know that there are some chains still available, going out there, and unfortunately, Walmart, believe it or not, is the largest brick and mortar store for music in the world now, which is so weird. But they're putting out unique vinyl. They're putting out things that you can't get anywhere else except for a Walmart. So that's why I like the brick and mortar store, this mom and pop. But so shout out to CD Warehouse, shout out to Panther City too, and heck, all the record stores in town, man. We got great ones up here. I can't say enough about it.
Yeah, we do. What about you, Scott? What have you got?
I'm gonna shout out to Soundmass Records in the UK and Australia because I got my stuff in the mail from them, and I'm excited.
Nice.
Reissue the first collapse to see if I can do that without a glare.
A glare.
Yeah, let's do this. And I really like the cover on this one. So,
Yep.
Doom metal. Did you do the mastering on this one, Rob?
Scott, Shark Infested Waters. I just now saw that. I did do the mastering on that. Yes, I did.
Right on. And then that Australian thrash band Rage Flower, which is cool. And finally, everybody's favorite band, super popular. Everybody knows who they are. The Thrash Puppies.
The Thrash Puppies?
Yes, a punk
Alright,
crossover thrash band from Melbourne.
What's in the
That's a
water
hard
in
ass
Melbourne, man? That town has got
I know, dude.
so many killer bands.
Stone
like they-
Trip that we had on, Cicada Stone that I discovered.
Nocturnal Graves, Cemetery Urn,
Dude,
King Parrot.
there's a
Twisted
whole deal.
Fate.
You're right. Well, okay. Oh, sorry, Scott. Are you good?
All right, I'm done. Yeah, I was just
All right.
excited because I finally got my package from Soundmass.
Well, TJ, you called and I thought you had a good idea. We just last week talked about recent additions to our collection, and TJ wanted to do a lockdown COVID whatever edition of the show. So we are turning the show over to you, TJ. The floor is
All right.
yours, and we
All
will
right.
chime in on what you have to say.
Word. Well, first, I want to give a shout out as well to my mom who's coming to town this week. Two, I never publicly shouted out Carcass for this beautiful thing here. Appreciate this. I sleep with it. It's right next to my bed. And three, I want to shout out Alec Rodriguez, who is mixing our new album currently. We just got the new mixes yesterday, and they fucking rule, man. I can't wait for y'all to hear it. It's so massive. It's killer. But yeah, I thought it'd be a cool idea. I just was thinking, like, I found so many bands or been turned on to so many bands that I wasn't into before during this whole pandemic. So I thought it'd be fun to discuss that. And also I have mixed in with that some of my recent, vinyls that I just got because I loved y'all's topic so much last week. So I guess I could start it off here with one that Scott actually brought up a couple weeks ago, Schizophrenia.
Yeah.
I mentioned in the comments that I had gotten this in the Metalhead box, and I hope you listen to it because this thing fucking rules, man.
Yeah, it's great thrash metal.
I think they're from Belgium or the Netherlands or something like that. But yeah, if you other two guys haven't heard it, check them out. Schizophrenia. Next up, this is you guys are gonna be, I'm young. You guys are gonna be surprised I haven't heard of these guys, but this is another one I got in the Metalhead box, and this album rules as well. Sacrifice.
Oh, heck yeah, man.
Oh, wow.
Forward
That's
Determination.
awesome.
Classic
I know
band.
of it. I'm not super familiar with it, but I know of it.
I gave it a pretty good listen. It's on a green vinyl, which is pretty sweet, like a army green. So, yeah, I loved it a lot. I love any bands that look like this. So,
Yeah, I discovered them back in the day because they were touring with Bolt Thrower and Believer, and I was already a fan of Bolt Thrower and Believer, and I'm like, well, I got to check out this other band, and that's when I became a fan of them back in 1989, 1990, whenever that was.
And that cover art is some of my favorite. It's got all the elements from Carcass John art. It's got gas masks and skulls and explosions and fire and yeah, man, dig it.
That does look
and this is like
art, doesn't it?
This is like some kind of like swole bird that's been working out that's fighting or something. I don't know.
See, all the detail stuff. That's what I love about it. Cool.
Well, speaking of bolt thrower, here I'll do like three at a time and I'll pass it to y'all. But yeah, this is not something that I discovered during quarantine, but it did come out during quarantine, and I'm very happy. I got a sweet blue copy of it. My friends in Frozen Soul, Cryptovice. Hell yeah,
that
man.
thing is so brutal, dude. And once again, we talked about this once before, TJ, that people complain when they say, well, people say we sound like Bolt Thrower, or people say we sound like Exodus, or people say we sound like a famous band. Well, that's a compliment in my book. And those guys have had the same issues to deal with that, they're just a Bolt Thrower clone. Okay. If you do Bolt Thrower as good as Bolt Thrower, you must be pretty good. So,
yeah, and I feel like Frozen Soul, because I got into death metal a lot this year, a lot more than I ever have, because I'm a hardcore punk guy. I'm in a doom sludge band, so I've been studying all those bands, but death metal was not like the top of my list for a long time, and I feel like Frozen Soul got me into Bolt Thrower more. Like War Master, boy.
War Master is the album to get from Bolt Thrower.
Oh yeah, and it's the shirt that I want to get too. I'm a collector of many shirts, so I'm on the hunt.
And in that same vein, the band War Master from Houston, cranked out an album about 8 years ago that might be the best death metal album since 1990 or 91. It's got all the elements. It's perfect. And by the way, speaking of Frozen Soul, since you brought it up, they have a beer named after them.
Oh, yeah.
Division Brewery is putting on an event, and the insider thing is they're signing autographs at the CD warehouse and then headed over to Division Brewery at Growl Records and playing a show and commemorating their beer called Frost Hammer.
Sick.
So check them out next week if you're anywhere in the DFW area, Arlington, whatever. Anyway, get to see them in full effect, and they're brutal, man. I love that band.
Yeah, and they just announced today a tour, Texas tour with Goatwhore and Necrofire. So
yeah, I saw that.
I don't think they're not playing in Dallas though. Frozen Soul's not, but Goatwhore is. So hell yeah! But they're playing here. I'm stoked. Anyways, I'll pass it on.
Well, I'm just going to take over and ask you some vital questions about this new record that you're touting that's in mixing right now, because you debuted a song here at Casa de Carcass, and I was honored to have you guys play here. You drove all the way up from Austin, which is a hard 3.5 hours, and you guys set up and you guys completely destroyed. And you introduced, you debuted a song called Bane of Hammers. Now you had mentioned that might be one of your first hits that you released from the new recording. Is that right?
Possibly. We still don't know. I think that's probably like the biggest, like that's the song that probably is going to be the most listened to on the album. So we're debating if it's going to be that one. We did re-record Metal Slug, so we have a new version of that that's slower and heavier, which is going to be freaking cool. So Bane of Hammers. We've played it live a bunch of times after that since, and it gets a lot of love. But we also debuted Pit of Suffering, the title track, at your house as well. That was the that one. Yeah.
Those are love songs, right? Ballads.
Oh yeah. Well, Bane of Hammers is about a warrior who his wife is scorched by a mad king, and he goes on a revenge quest with two hammers and ends up dying in the end. So, well,
like I said,
it's a love story.
It inspired some artwork, and it's already in the sketch phase, and I can't wait for you to check it out. So,
hell yeah, man.
So
we appreciate all the art, man. It's awesome. It's just really cool that that you would even think to do that. So it's really awesome, man. Appreciate it.
Well, so what about you guys? We sort of wore this subject out last week.
Yeah.
But
I can keep going and we can talk about some things, I guess, here.
Yeah, man, hit us up, TJ, with what you got, and we'll chime in. Yeah.
Because I don't know. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say last week was all about just new stuff you got in. It wasn't really new bands you discovered. So I pulled a couple just because. But go ahead, TJ. This is all about you. So rock it. Let's hear more from you.
Yeah. Well, this next one is a brutal grindcore band. Carcass, you might have heard of them. They're called Caustic Wound. Death Posture. This is an insane record. I think I listened. There's been several records during quarantine that I've listened to probably 30 seconds of it and then just bought it I think y'all mentioned that last week that's happened probably a couple times for you guys, but this was definitely one of them. It's on Profound Lore, and I know it has members of other bands, and I'm forgetting who. I think it's maybe well, I can't remember because I'm on the spot. But but here's a band that I got into that I had seen their name around everywhere and never checked them out, and then I checked this record out and thought it was just one of the most amazing things ever, and immediately started listening to the whole discography. But this is Chemist Haunted right here. Had to buy it. I don't know if you've heard of these guys or not. It's kind of epic doom metal.
It's almost as if High on Fire is doing doom metal a little bit. It's got a strange melodic vibe to it, I think.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And they also did a really awesome cover of
that today.
Rainbow in the Dark.
High on Fire.
Yeah,
oh, nice one. Yeah, High on Fire. A lot of people compare Forebode to High on Fire. I don't really see it, but maybe it's in there somewhere.
I guess it's a compliment, but I don't see the comparison either. You guys are at a different level.
Well, I mean, is this because you're slower? I mean,
I don't know. I know it was.
Baron Von Headbanger says, I haven't bought any music in over 2 weeks. He feels empty inside.
Oh, dude. Sorry.
Hey, Baron Von Headbanger, why don't you message me your address somehow, and I'll send you a free Rot record.
Dang.
From Casper, Wyoming. That'll help you feel less empty inside.
I was just saying on Facebook a couple days ago that I hadn't gotten anything in the mail, and I was kind of addicted to getting records in the mail. This whole time, and I hadn't got one in a while, so I'm back to it now. I'm back to it. Just don't
That's
tell
the same with me on the CDs, man. It's like I feel like if I'm not getting a few CDs a week, I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah, right. But man, I didn't put these in any order, so I'm just picking them up and getting stoked about whichever one comes up next. But this is in my opinion, the best split to ever come out of Texas. Mammoth Grinder and Hatred Surge on red vinyl, man. I had to have this. I found it for a cheap price. This is definitely a must listen. Mammoth Grinder and Hatred Surge are two of my favorite Austin bands of all time. And just look at the album artwork, dude. It's insane.
Is that a saw blade? That's a saw blade, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a saw blade for sure.
Guy's amazing.
Both sides are incredible. So, this is a treasure right here for me. Next, I got so this is another one I heard within 30 seconds. I couldn't buy a new copy. I had to go find it, but I found one that was in the U.S. And this band has become probably one of my favorite black metal bands I've ever heard. And I think I will stand by this, and I say this is probably, like, if you don't like black metal, this is a band that could introduce you to it, and you'd probably like it a lot. They're called Evil Feast. Elegies of the Stellar Wind. I implore all of you to check this out. It's so good. Evil Feast, all one word. One man black metal.
Did you send me a link for them?
I probably did, man.
I think I remember that. That thing is pretty epic.
I've been trying to send this to everybody I can, or I'm pretty sure one of the first times I left my house during the pandemic was to go to my friend Preston's house, and the whole reason I went there was to go to his house to put this record on. So, yeah, it's really good. Carcass, you know these guys.
You don't know.
Oh my gosh, that thing shreds.
This is probably. Oh, go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
I thought the first one ripped, but that thing completely takes the cake.
Oh man, this is going to be up there for album of the year for me, I think. And I got it on the gold vinyl.
Oh wow, killer!
Very nice. Gary. I want to address a couple of comments real quick on YouTube. I'm trying to keep up. So we've got a few things here. Let me run through some of these real quick. First of all, Frazier calls me out for not knowing about Sacrifice. I know about him.
He should.
I know. Let's see. Walmart used to carry a lot of music. Yes. Frazier says Hobbs, Angel of Death. I don't know what that means.
Another Australian band.
Yeah, Australian.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
did he pass away? Did Hobbs pass away? I thought he's no longer with us for some reason, but maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know.
But they're a ripper too.
Metal Mayhem says he found a bunch of Manila Road CDs. Mark Field says Crypt of Ice is deadly. That album rules.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Metal Mayhem also says he's got a couple questions here that I'll be interested to have TJ and you guys chime in on, because I'm the hair metal guy of this bunch, the guy with no hair, the least amount of hair on the show. So he says, have you checked out a death metal band called Glorious Dead Morning?
No.
Okay, so we need to check out Glorious Dead Morning. He says Marty Worm from YouTube is in that band.
Okay.
And
Marty
then-
Worm is a VC guy, and he's got a pretty popular channel.
Oh, okay.
He also runs a small label, black metal stuff and extreme metal.
Oh, okay, cool. And then we got another one from him. It says he wants to know everybody's opinion. Who was the first death metal? It says who was the first death metal album in band. I think what he's asking is, who do you think was the first? What do you think was the first death metal band or album? What are your opinions on that?
I don't know. Death, Scream, Bloody Gore.
That's Scream, Bloody Gore. I hear people argue about Possessed all the time, but Possessed coined the term death metal, although I think that term had been used before. But Possessed weren't death metal by any stretch of the imagination. They were a thrash band. No really any heavier than a band like Dark Angel, in my opinion. So I'd say death.
Okay. Oh, it's just Glorious Dead. He runs Blind Rune Records. Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yeah, Mark
That'd be
Fields
great on that.
confirmed that Hobbs passed away. He's dead.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Yeah, it is a bummer.
Let's see here.
Warlord's guitar player died this week too.
See, he's
Guys do
also
that?
got me checking out Sonic Haven. I want you to know that I've already pulled that up on YouTube, and I have it waiting right after the show is over. Traditional heavy metal. I'm stoked about that. Cool. Back to you, TJ.
Hell yeah, man.
Hook us up. What else have you got?
Well, I got two more on vinyl that I've acquired that are like new bands that I found, or like stuff I'm really stoked on. Then I got a stack of like new additions, but some of the bands I don't have on vinyl or stuff that's in the mail that I wanted to bring up. One was this band called Cruel Force from Germany that play like just really awesome, like I guess you'd call it speed metal, black and thrash. They came out with 2 albums and just disappeared, but it was like something that popped up on an Instagram ad, like for their shirts that were on sale on some website, and I liked the art, so I clicked on it and then checked out the band, and they're awesome. Check out Cruel Force. I don't think they're a band anymore, which sucks. And then here you go. Here's some of the oldies that I've been getting into. Hallows Eve.
Yes.
Tales of Terror, 1985. Tales of Terror.
Plunging to Megadeth.
Hell yeah. Jinx. Man, that record is sweet. I've really been getting into like true heavy metal stuff lately, and that was one that stuck out to me. Plus the album artwork is sick. I love awesome album artwork. Probably my favorite record I've heard so far this year is a band called Poison Ruin. I think that they just started this year. They kind of combined dungeon synth with like post rock and black metal. It's really weird. I probably butchered explaining it, but really cool stuff. Excalibur, Warriors of the Night. Any Excalibur fans?
Excalibur? Are they a new band or an older band?
Warriors of the Night, 1984.
Oh, yeah.
Pulling it
Okay.
up right now.
Man, it rules.
How do I not know about that?
So it's spelled.
I don't know, hair metal Rob.
Excalibur.
What was that, TJ?
It's spelled with an X at the beginning, then a dash, and Caliber.
Yeah.
Warriors of the Night. Yeah, I think you'd love that one, Rob. Definitely check that one out. And then Warrior Path. I know in the comments a couple of
seen
years
this.
ago.
Yeah.
Oh, you seen it before?
I've seen this before. Yeah.
Man, it's awesome. I don't know why I like it so much. Like I used to hate all that kind of shit, man. I don't know what you guys are doing to me. Like, and Rob put something in my drink when I was over at Carcasses back in September, I think, man.
You're damn right I did.
Oh man, Warrior Path is another one I brought up. I brought up in the comments, I think, and asked for y'all to check it out. I don't know if y'all have or not, but that's another kind of like straightforward heavy metal band from Greece, and it has some of the most insane, clean singing vocals I've heard ever. But I am only 30 years old.
Opening a new tab, Warrior Path.
TJ, have you ever heard Sanctuary?
Sanctuary? No, I haven't.
Refuge Denied?
I haven't.
Look it up. That vocalist will crack glass in your house.
Sanctuary.
Yeah, Refuge Denied.
That's
song. Pick out the song. Pick out the song "Battle Angels."
Oh yeah, that's World. That's World Dane from Nevermore. If
Nevermore,
you're familiar
yeah.
with Nevermore,
I'm gonna
another
have 40
great
tabs
band.
open.
Oh man. So I've been really getting into like Def Leppard and stuff lately, and like I don't know why. I've been listening to Motley Crue a lot, but my favorite of those bands that I've really been listening to a lot is Wasp. I had to mention Wasp, The Last Command. This is all shit that I would have hated last year, and I don't know what. Like Blind in Texas, it's an awesome song. Oh, that whole album is awesome. So
Def Leppard had a few good albums when they started out, and then they fell down a cliff rapidly.
let's see. I think I have one here.
Pretty much Motley Crue did the same thing, in my opinion.
It's two different bands. I mean, it's just not even the same thing.
Yeah, that's a great album.
That's
Oh
a
my
great
gosh,
record.
I love
That's a great album. And then after that, they just jumped off a freaking cliff.
Man, I love all of it. I am not picky anymore. I'm trying not to be picky anymore. I love the pop metal stuff. I love that stuff.
Thing is, though, they didn't even do pop metal. The next album was kind of a pop metal album, Pyromania. But then with the next one after that, they just went full on pop with that "Pour Some Sugar on Me" crap. And
yeah.
And I guess strippers need songs to dance around poles too. So I guess there's a point for it. But
it was all really catchy, man. That's the whole point. They wanted to sell records, and
it was pop. That's exactly what it was. It was. I mean, Shania Twain could have sang that song, and it actually would have been better because at least when she says "I'm hot, sticky, sweet to my head to my feet," you agree,
Yeah. Hey,
as
John.
opposed to Blue Elliott.
Hey, John Lucio says
that's an exceptional point. That might be the best point ever made in the history of the Metal Roundtable.
Hey, John Lucio says that Mike Sanders from Toxic had a voice that could shatter glass too. And if you, you probably need to add those to your that band to your list. Toxic with a K at the end, Toxik. Yeah, they are.
Oh yeah, Toxic's great.
In fact, they've gotten back together, and I think are working on a new record if they haven't released it already. So
that's awesome, man. Anything like that you guys think I should hear, send it to me because it's just been downhill.
This right here, right?
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Oh, dude, TJ, next time you're up here, man, we will hold hands and skip merrily through all things old melodic metal together. It'll be wonderful.
That sounds like a plan, man.
There you go. Here's the other album.
Oh, that thing is great too.
Dang, I don't have either one of those.
Oh my gosh, man, those are rippers.
Just
I'll
happen
send
to be
you my
sitting in front of
address,
that
Scott.
section.
You could just send me those.
That's funny. I've wondered about that, Scott. Like it seems like sometimes when I'm watching the show, you have something waiting there that wasn't gonna come up but does. I love that.
I just happen to be sitting in front of the T section because there's a Toxic Holocaust.
The T
right.
section. Did you hear that?
all of that behind him is the A section.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, he and Carcass have got me buried, but I can, like I said, I can take you fully down the rabbit hole of all things melodic metal. These boys can cover all bases. It's amazing.
Hey, speaking of melodic metal there, I Am Metal Rob, I saw something today and I didn't know if I should pull the trigger on it. It was Dokken the Lost Songs.
Man, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm the biggest Dokken fan that there is, and I'm a big Dokken apologist, even for the stuff that people don't like or maybe didn't hold up to some of the other records. But I bought that, listened to it online, because, I'm going to support the band no matter what. So I bought it, and I'll show you. Hang on.
In the D section?
Hang on. Yep. The Lost Songs. Where is it? Oh, come on. Well, anyway.
Production value.
You notice anything?
Yep.
You notice anything about this CD?
Sealed.
It's still sealed. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's okay. It's it's kind of demo quality stuff, which is cool, and I love that kind of stuff, and I work on that kind of stuff all the time. But as a listening album,
okay, well, it was like $30, and I just decided that no. And by the way, that T-shirt you're wearing looks pretty good. Wonder why?
Some moron with a heavy metal show on the internet drew this.
Yeah.
Oh, you did that, Carcass?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
That is an awesome shirt, dude.
I didn't bring up Dokken, you moron. Come on.
See if you can read mine, by the way. I wore the most unreadable one I have just for you guys.
Oh,
Let's see.
Thank you.
Oh, we have a late entry here. Holy crap. Are you sure that's not just splatter painted on there?
Pretty sure it is, man.
Good.
Pretty sure it is.
I'm having a look on my computer for a bigger screen. I
got nothing.
I got nothing.
I'm blowing up the screen trying to see it here.
That's a misprint, right?
Actually, technically it is. When I bought it, it came with a disclaimer that said, because they handmade all this band, and they said that if you wash it, that the print might come off, or you can just keep it. And this is actually my first time ever wearing it right now. But the band is called Skeleton, and they're from Austin, and they're awesome.
Jeez.
Okay.
Skeleton
From Austin.
There you go.
God, there you go.
Oh, hold on. What am I doing here? There you go. Skeleton.
Looks like it says Peloton, like you're a big workout guy. Bike. All right,
Cool.
Let's see.
Well, hey,
Talking that I didn't dig. There are two good songs. I agree, Harmless Rebel. I do.
Okay.
And I can
guys
call
have,
Mark Fields a moron because I know him.
do you guys know about this happening this week? That guitar player from Warlord, Bill, I always never can pronounce his last name. T.S.
Yeah, he passed, didn't he?
Yeah, he passed away this week. Yeah, Bill did. Guitarist from Warlord.
Yep.
That sucks.
That does suck.
I don't. Nobody said why or what happened, but they said he'd been sick for a while and he just didn't pull through it. So
My dad told me once that the longer you live, the less friends you have, and it's crazy that all these people are just. I mean, remember we had a couple of years ago, people were just dropping like flies. David Bowie and Keith Emerson, and just bang, bang, bang. One like every month, there were great musicians just passing away. So gosh, it's tragic to see that.
Our heroes are getting old, man. It's crazy.
Heck, we're getting old.
Yeah. Yeah, you go see these dudes and
Speaking
they've
of
been
David
doing
Bowie.
it for 40 plus years.
Yeah.
and then I just while we're sitting here, my phone's been going off, and it's been Terry Dunn from Banshee, who is also interested in coming on the show and talking all things Banshee.
Anytime, Terry, you are welcome, brother.
So he said he'd like to have George call on with him. So
That can be arranged.
That can be arranged.
So I know we're talking about,
have his people call our people and
Yeah.
we'll set it up.
or maybe you'll just bump into him at the Mercantile Mall.
my people are all my grandkids, so I'm not sure that'll work very well.
Yeah, that probably won't work.
Different warlord, Gary. Different warlord.
Hey, TJ. So, what's the target date for the release of the new Forebode?
We don't have one set yet. The goal, well, we're talking a goal of August 13th. It's the only Friday the 13th of the year, so
Okay.
we're thinking that. That happens to be the day that Frozen Soul's coming down to play here, and we were going to plan a release show for that day, and we probably will have to figure something out because we don't want to compete with that. But
How about you just team up with them? That would be freaking awesome.
oh, I wish, man. I think it's like they're doing like a whole festival. It's like a 3-day festival thing they're doing.
Hmm.
And like Weed Eater's also playing, which is cool. And some other bands too. But yeah, they're basically, they got a bunch of bands that were supposed to play during South by in 2020, and they kind of got the ones that could make it to come play at the Lost Well for 3 days. So it's gonna be fun.
So
I don't know. I'll try to work some magic. We'll see.
So when you release this masterpiece, any chance that one of your old guitar players will show up and play a few tunes? Or
I talked to him today.
oh, you did?
Did you?
I did.
Me as well, man. I talk to him as much as I can. Yeah, I don't know. I hope so. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
He's been super busy with his new job, so it's been really hard to
Yeah.
talk to him. But I talked to him on the phone for about an hour the other day or last weekend, and we talked all about what he's learning and stuff. And he's like so overwhelmed, but also just lots of incoming knowledge that's going to do him a lot of good.
Yeah, we
So-
texted a little bit today. So speaking of Forebode, let's camp on that subject for a little bit.
I was going to
So-
say,
So,
Sure.
So Eddie moves. He gets a gig, and he moves out of state. You guys do a killer farewell show with him that I sadly missed. But tell us about getting the new guy and how that all came about, and just give us, give us the lowdown on that, and give us the lowdown on the recording and what's coming up for you guys.
Yeah. Well, we found out, I guess, when did we find out? I think Eddie told us that he was moving like right towards the beginning of January, and we had no idea. So we were like, it was pretty emotional, man, hearing that, because it's been 3 years of nonstop, and it's just been so shitty that COVID has just kind of put a stop to everything right when we had the most momentum we've ever had. Going into South by of 2020 and all that. So it was a big shame, but Eric is our new guitar player, and I can't wait for you guys to meet him. We've known him for a long time. He's in a band called Hinayana, which last time I was on the show with you guys, I brought up their album because it had just come out. They're on they're on Napalm Records. And
Okay.
they play like some really melodic, kind of like Swedish influenced melodic doom death metal. And we played, I think, our third show with them. And instantly we all just clicked. Like, they're like our best friend band, but they're like one of those bands we can't play with all the time because we sound very different. But Eric actually bought our very first shirt that we ever sold. He was the first sale. And he's just always been a guy that we have hung out with ever since the beginning. And he's an insane guitar player. And basically we had a list of guys, that we were interested in asking. And, we didn't know if Eric would work out because of his other band. And Eddie basically was like, yes, get Eric, ask him. Like, he has to be the next guitar player for you guys. So it was with Eddie's blessing that Eric joined, and we're super stoked that he's joined, man. We did a show with him for the first time a couple weeks ago. What day was it? April 30th. We did our first show with him, and it almost didn't happen because the practice right before the show, like the Tuesday before the show, he was opening a new guitar cable, and he accidentally stabbed his playing hand,
Oh,
and not, like, pretty bad. Like, it was bleeding a lot, and we were worried, and we were just like, wow, we're gonna have to drop the show. But he championed through it, man, and he played the songs, just like Eddie was, but then threw a little bit of his own flair on top, and it's just it was really awesome to see. I think that there's a really awesome future ahead riding with him. But yeah, coming up for us. We should have the album out hopefully in August is what we're shooting for. You guys will know as soon as we know, probably, because we'll probably just tell everybody.
Yeah.
We're working on. We did a really cool project with our photographer Jake, and he came to the studio with us and filmed basically the whole time we were there. So we're going to put out like a 30 or 45-minute documentary about recording the album on YouTube.
Oh yeah. When you get that, send it over and I'll put it up on the channel too. As
Oh, yeah,
well as whatever you guys do. Yeah.
That'd be awesome. So yeah, I've been kind of talking with him about how it's all going to be structured and everything, and we're a really big fan of like doing stuff like that, like kind of interactive stuff and just behind the scenes stuff. I think that I always really like watching documentaries about bands. So.
Oh, me too.
Yep, same here.
Well, and speaking of the video aspect of it, I mean, that thing that Guillermo put together, that Forebode, the videotape, the VHS tape.
Oh yeah,
dude, I could watch that on a loop. In fact, I often do out in the living room, because it's just so graphically impressive and it fits the music, and it's just wild. It's
so cool.
Any plans for something like that, like a video for one of the songs or anything like that?
Maybe. Yeah. Well, I know we're definitely going to do a video. Just don't know if, like, I was chatting with Guillermo a couple weeks ago, and I was chatting to him about some ideas about like a live action video. We don't have a lot of money, so that's the thing. We're going to try to figure it all out. We want to put everything we can into this because this record is miles beyond the last one. So we want to put a lot into. I don't want to hype it up too much.
That's crazy because the last one just kicked my ass, man. It was so good.
That's high praise. I'm ready.
It's gonna be awesome, man. It's I mean, it starts off right in your face with Metal Slug, so it's gonna just kick off right away. Then Devil's Due is another one we've played at a couple shows now, and it's kind of an ass beater of like a slow kind of sludge song, kind of crossover with maybe a hardcore song or something. And then it goes right into the Pit of Suffering, which is a slower, more melodic kind of funeral doom song, and then ends with this 9-minute ass kicker called the Bane of Hammers that takes you through 3 different genres of metal in one song. So
nice.
It's going to be really cool. It's going to be really cool, man. Oh, another thing I should bring up is I don't know if you guys remember last year we did the Lost Well Rock for Rent live stream. I don't know if you guys checked that out. It was a year ago. But they are actually putting together a vinyl of all the bands that played. So we are going to have a song on that vinyl. So that's the first time you'll be able to hear us on the old record player.
Wow.
Very nice.
I think we're going to put the I Hate COD cover on there just for fun. So
that's
something
cool.
different.
Nice fast punk song.
Yep.
But
awesome, dude.
Yeah. That's all I can think of right now. We have a show next Friday or Friday or Saturday, can't remember, in San Antonio, at the Paper Tiger, and then we're coming back to Austin on July the 16th and playing here. And I think there's a Halloween show that hasn't been announced yet, but we're going to do something around Halloween time and probably dress up and stuff like that. So.
That's cool. Carcass, I love how subdued and mellow TJ is. And then he comes out and just tears your face off.
He's a madman.
Oh my gosh, dude. It's so funny how just kind of understated, you know, when you're talking, and then just I mean every time I hear it. I listened to it today, getting ready for the show. I listened to it while I was at work, and I was like, I can't believe that's that guy.
It's crazy too, man. Because when I recorded the vocals for the first EP, the one that you were probably listening to, I actually had just come down with a bout of strep throat, and I just went in the studio and fucking did it. So I've always thought, man, I wish I could have gone back and done it just to see if I could have done it better. But it sounds good, and I think it's good the way it sounds because you'll definitely be able to hear the difference in the performance on my part on the record for that, and everyone else's. Like we really took some time with this one. So we took enough time to where the Metal Slug's going to be on it. We wrote that song 3 years ago. So
Right.
That's one of my favorite.
That's cool.
Oh, I know. I'm stoked for you to hear it, Carcass. I know that's a make Carcass dance song in his living room.
That's right.
It made Carcass grab the mic too, I think.
He'll circle pit by himself. I've seen it.
Hey, Fraser Dawson is asking who this picture of this gal behind me with the American flag. That's Inga Frump from the band Frumpy, German classic rock band. A little proggy, a little psychedelic. You might check them out. Frumpy, Frumpy, Inga Frump.
Really good band.
Huh?
Interesting. Never heard of it.
Really good song.
And she was also in a band called Atlantis. You probably see it in the cutout bins all the time. It's like a bright pink color with this neon logo of Atlantis. It's a really great record. A lot of psychedelic keyboard, a lot of funky bass lines, and a lot of wah guitar. And she's got a great voice. She's a powerhouse.
That's awesome.
But kind of like TJ. TJ's a powerhouse too. And yet Inga is subdued too. So it must be a singer thing, a really good singer thing.
That's right.
Well,
we like
I
our
do
singers
try.
to be calm, cool, and collected.
Well, I don't know how much time we have. I thought it'd be cool to show you guys a couple of recent additions that I got that aren't necessarily metal, that are influences on me. I think it's pretty metal to be into stuff that's not metal too sometimes.
Yeah.
You mean like Osric Tentacles?
Yeah, I guess so. I'll give it to you
Gosh,
finally.
I don't want to tell you guys what I listened to in the garage on Sunday. I don't think I can do it. Go ahead, TJ.
I think I know what it was. Before I do that, I'll show you. I wanted to show off these guys because these are really fucking cool. Check this out. Got the power metal.
Dude, that's metal.
That is definitely metal.
Yeah, Projects in the Jungle, and got the Metal Magic. But I wanted to show you those before I did this. But I just got this one in the mail a couple days ago. I was talking, well, not a couple, I got it in the mail a couple days ago. But I was talking to my mom about this record because I believe this is the CD as a young kid in probably 1998, probably the CD that got me into music altogether. So I had to get the Beatles 1 album on vinyl.
There you go.
I think that start to finish, I mean, my dad would play this for me and my little brother every single night. And it's probably the first album I can remember, like, remembering lyrics for, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it means a lot to me. So I had to have a copy of it. I think, this is a pressing from the year it came out in, I think, 2000.
I grew up on Beatles 65, so I'm right there with you.
Yeah. I love the old stuff, man. The original stuff from the beginning is great, and there's so many good songs. I mean, it's all their number one hits. So this one is called "The Midnight Monsters." This is a synth wave kind of thing. It's like really supposed to sound like the stuff in the high school '80s movies, you know, and shit like that. I love listening to this when I'm working all day. I got this one here. This is a rap album from this guy called Saba out of Chicago. This is a bootleg. I had to snag it because this album is impossible to get your hands on. So this is just a little bootleg copy. But once I can find a real one, I'm going to grab it. I popped this one up for a second here because y'all were talking about David Bowie. But this is Seu Jorge. He's a Brazilian singer-songwriter, but he did the soundtrack for this movie called The Life Aquatic, which is one of my favorite movies. And essentially every single song is they're just David Bowie covers in Portuguese. And it's really awesome.
Wow.
I recommend it.
That's
So,
pretty cool.
yeah, this has never been pressed on vinyl. This is a bootleg as well. I got from, where did I get this from? I can't remember actually. I'll let you know.
I don't think you're supposed to call them bootlegs anymore. You're supposed to call them special European pressings.
Oh, word. Yeah.
That's what they are.
Yeah.
Limited edition. There you go.
But limited edition press. Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
I got a few of those in the mail recently too.
I think there's let me see if there's an insert in here, but I think there was a quote in here Yeah, it says, had Sue George not recorded my songs acoustically in Portuguese, I would have never have heard this new level of beauty, which he has imbued them with. That's what David Bowie said about this record. So
Wow.
definitely worth a listen.
That's cool, man. I'm
last one
not
is-
going to tell you what I listen to in the garage, though. I'm not doing it. Nope.
Was it Osric Pentacles?
Nope. I'm not putting it on the internet. No.
Diane Warren.
It was.
No,
It was
it
Diane
wasn't.
Warren,
No,
wasn't
I would listen to that. It was not Osric.
Last
Well,
one.
now you've got to go. As soon as TJ gets done with that last record, then you have to tell us what you were listening to.
Yeah.
You have to. Go ahead, TJ.
I've already given you a lot of things people could give me grief for. So this is Phoebe Bridgers, Punisher. She's a singer-songwriter. I found her because of a Spotify ad. I don't know. I just clicked on it and I loved it. So here it is. It's like a bunch of acoustic stuff. It's really nice to listen to. I like a lot of acoustic stuff on vinyl. I like a lot of electronic kind of stuff on vinyl too. I don't always listen to metal because I got 2 ladies in the house, and so I got to find other stuff to listen to. But when they're gone, damn it, I'm blasting.
Frozen Soul. Dead
blasting.
Congregation.
Enforced, man. I'm blasting Eternal Champion. Come on, baby.
Sweet.
Dude, so Gary brings up the latest Blue Oyster Cult, and somebody else said that, yeah, Baron Von Headbanger says that new BOC is really solid. I'm going to tell you that I think it's their best album. What do you think about that?
Really?
I think it is.
I'm not going to disagree. I think
love it.
Start to finish, it might be their best record.
I think it is too. So, okay. So Monkey Butt called me out. Bonnie Tyler. No, but that's not too far. Okay.
You're not going to get off the hook.
I don't
All
want
in favor of Rob explaining what he listened to in the garage, please raise your hand. Everybody.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, and he raised a beer. You've got to do it now.
Okay. All right.
You can do it.
So I went to an estate sale this weekend and I bought a bunch of cassettes to put in the shop. And they were 95% country. And I'm not going to lie to you. I hooked up a new, shut up, Monkey Butt. I put up that new garage system that I was showing you, Carcass. I put a new stereo out there, a new old vintage stereo out there, replaced the belt on the turntable and all that. And I may or may not have listened to at least an entire side of a George Strait cassette. And for the very first time in my life, outside of watching the latest version of the movie A Star is Born, there was a Lady Gaga CD sitting there.
Oh, yeah.
And curiosity got the best of me. And I rocked it. And I am telling you, as strong a voice as I have ever heard coming out of that lady.
She's freaking awesome.
Oh my gosh. Well, and I watched and so that got me rolling. And I watched the movie last night, and she's just, man, she is a force to be reckoned with. But this is the Metal Round Table, and I'm not talking about Lady Gaga anymore.
Well, didn't she perform with Metallica at some award show? So
here at Louisiana, that's funny. I've not gone country.
I think that Lady Gaga is. I often say that she's one of my guilty pleasures because I really appreciate the fact that she writes all of her own songs, and I think that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And she has a great
voice. I heard somebody say the other day online. They said something about guilty pleasure is actually a funny term because it's just a pleasure. It's just something you like,
Right.
And I'm not going to play that Lady Gaga CD a lot, but what I probably am going to do is I'm going to go investigate the soundtrack for A Star is Born because the songs that were on that soundtrack, I don't know if they're from the original movie. I have no idea. I don't know if they're her songs. I don't know if they're Bradley Cooper songs because he learned to sing for the movie, I heard. But I'm going to investigate that because she is absolutely powerful. And one thing that moves me, no matter what genre it is, true talent like you, TJ, have, and you, Scott Waters, have. I don't know what Carcass does, but true talent, no matter what form. Well, yeah, Carcass is drawing. I'm just moved by that stuff because I got nothing. I'm just a fan. And so to be in the room when Forebode is playing, to be in the room when George Call is screaming at the top of his lungs and belting out, amazing solos, that's awesome to me. And so when I see and hear something like Lady Gaga performing, I was blown away, man. I was. And I didn't linger on the George Strait too long. Don't panic.
Hey, man, about 90% of the stuff I've been listening to the past couple weeks has been country music, but I not the stuff on the radio, like the folk singer-songwriter stuff. Like, I could send you a bunch of stuff, and I probably could turn you on to it. Honestly, Rob, I can make a believer out of you.
Do it.
But
Sturgill Simpson, that type of thing, or are you talking about Ernest Tubb and Hank Snow? And
I love the old stuff, man. Who is it? The album Gunfighter Ballads and Other Trail Songs.
Marty Robbins.
My grandpa played that for me as a kid a lot, and I love that record. Coulter Wall is probably my favorite right now, and he does a cover of Big Iron on his new record. And he's probably single-handedly the one that's changed my mind on country music. But yeah, I mean, there's just so much music out there, man. I try to listen to all of it,
We've got a full-on 80s pop and country thread going on YouTube over here.
I forgot to. I know you brought this tape up a couple weeks back.
Yep.
I think
I am all over 80s pop. I'm not even going to lie to you. But the country thing is harder for me. And Gary brought up again that I need to check out Todd Michael Hall from Riot 5, Riot V, whichever. I forgot about that. Yep, bringing up Tom Petty, Kenny Rogers. Scott's like, what the hell show am I doing right now?
It's the quietest he's been in a long time.
That's right.
Hey,
well, we need to wrap this up anyway. So what are your parting shots, fellas?
Oh,
no, you know what?
Yeah, you're up, TJ.
Yeah, take it away.
All right.
Parting shot.
Check out Forebode. Go like all of our social medias, MySpace and all that stuff. We'll be posting probably pretty soon within the next couple months details about the album and maybe release a song. And listen to Evil Feast.
I like it.
Yes, sir.
Right on.
Listen to Lady Gaga. What about you, Carcass?
Right.
Well, I just want to tell TJ I appreciate him because I remember the first time he was on with us, he was a little more than just, he was beyond reserved. In fact, I think you mentioned that you were like super nervous about it. And I couldn't believe how smooth and how you pulled it off. And I've seen you kind of grow as a person, both intellectually, musically, and emotionally. And so people stumble into our lives. In fact, we'll talk about this at some point, maybe episode 100, how we kind of stumbled into each other's paths and became fast friends. But you guys, I mean, you're the house band, the original house band anyway, for a reason. And you're of course part of that, and especially when you're just a 4-piece. I mean, every member has a special role in that band. But I'm proud of you, man. Thanks for coming on with us and helping us learn, because I've made copious notes, and I said copious, not a multiplicity of notes. I made copious notes, not a plethora of notes either.
Copious amounts of notes.
But appreciate you, man, and I can't wait to hear the new record and everything that you're going to do down the road, because it's just a good musical mental fit for me, and I love to hear that savage, doom, sludgy, heat-soaked misery that you guys are putting out there. It's awesome.
Love
Hell
it.
yeah, man. Thanks. Well, I'm still nervous, by the way. I've been sweating this whole time, but
No way, dude.
No way.
What about you, Scott? Parting shots?
Yeah, NoLetToMetalRecords.com. This week we're putting on the Vindicator for sale on vinyl and CD. So anybody who's interested in that, that's happening. I think I've announced it here before. And I'm also pretty pumped about another band that you helped us with master. It is a local band here called Combat Faith coming out on Rocks Records. So that should be going on sale this week too on rocksrecords.com. So No Life to Metal Records, Rocks Records. And if anybody's interested in those, appreciate the support.
Cool. And hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that little bell on YouTube so that you get notified when we put up new stuff and when we go live. We're coming up quickly on episode 100, boys, but between now and then, it looks like we may have a couple of guests, which I'm pretty pumped about. We may have Banshee. We are working on Rough Cut. I'm going to announce that. We're going to try for next Tuesday. It looks like we're going to have some of the guys from Rough Cut on. They've got some new stuff. First song, single, and video out in 35 years. And we're going to check that out. And then we also... I want to prop everybody up here. Maybe everybody's already dumped out by now after I said George Strait. But we're going to take your questions very soon in an upcoming episode. In the next 4 or 5 episodes, you can ask us anything you want about metal, anything you want about Carcass's artwork, anything you want about why the hell we're doing this or how we met, anything you want to know about us or the show or any of the stuff we're into. We're going to open that up somewhere in the late 90s episodes. And then with episode 100, we're going to do kind of a special deal there. So, hey, for episode 94 and the Metal Roundtable, I am Metal Rob, and with me as always, Scott, Shark Infested Waters, the great Carcass John, and TJ, my brother. Cheers. Thank you so much. We love you, brother. Until next time, boys, you know what we do. Metal will prevail.
Or multiple